Welcome to another episode of the Awaken, Heal, and Thrive podcast. I'm Benjamin Bernstein, your host, and today my theme is It Always Gets Better Than This. So you may have heard people say from time to time they're having a wonderful time about something. They say, man, it just doesn't get any better than this. Forgive the accent, I grew up in Oklahoma. And my experience spiritually and in life has been it always gets better than this. And I'd like to give you a couple of real life examples of that. I've had many clients tell me similar stories, but let me relate from my own experience. One of the most dramatic examples was back in 2012. I had my permanent lock-in awakening. And I was in the jungle in Peru doing 10 ayahuasca ceremonies over the course of a month. And in ceremony number 8, the thing I'd been longing for years finally happened. I had an awakening, and it did not go away overnight. The next morning, I awakened physically, and the awakening consciousness was still there. I'd had a number of awakenings before that, I had the awakening by the end of an ayahuasca ceremony, and it lasted till I went to sleep, and then the next day, gone. Very disappointing. But this one lasted. Now, when I had this awakening, I was there like in my little hut in the jungle for about a day and a half, just laying in absolute ecstasy. I mean, I was in a state of bliss and euphoria, the likes of which I didn't even know was possible. It was so good. I was wondering, wow, have I hit the jackpot right here and now? Have I gone all the way to final ultimate awakening? Because, it was so much more incredible than anything I'd ever known. And I could have said at that point, wow, it doesn't get any better than this, for all I knew. However, that was like 11 years ago. And guess what? I've had a number of awakenings since then, and each one better than the one before it. And now I view awakening not as a final ultimate destination, but an endless, infinite unfolding. The awakening I sit in now is so far beyond that initial one, it's just mind-boggling. And each new one is even more amazing when it shows up. So in terms of spiritual awakening, my attitude has shifted to it always gets better than this. Now, I'm not ruling out the possibility. There might be that ultimate final one and done awakening where it's as far as you go. I haven't had it yet, so I can't speak to that. In fact, I asked my wonderful friend, Zachary Adama, about this recently, because he's a very awakened being, one of those I consider far more awakened than myself, in fact. So I asked him, what do you think? Is there an ultimate final awakening in your concept or experience? And he said, let's think about it in terms of the law of one. The law of one says that, here we have this universe. The law of one says turtles all the way down. There have been an infinite number of universes prior to this one, and there will be an infinite number of universes after this one. Just infinite ongoing. He says, let's say you had the ultimate awakening for this universe, ultimate whatever. Okay. But what about all those other universes still to come? You haven't awoken to those yet. So there's still more to come. And of course, once you get out of 3D, you're beyond time and space, and you can, perceive all those universes simultaneously. And that's beyond anything our poor human brains can wrap themselves around. So if you think in those perspectives, wow, there probably is no ultimate awakening. It can always go better and deeper. At least that's my working hypothesis now. I can't speak to the ultimate final reality of anything. I'm just this little human here, but that's my current thinking. So let's wind that down to more practical things. Let me give you an example from real life. Relationship. Many years ago, I moved here to Asheville, North Carolina with a wonderful partner. And at that point, she was the best relationship I'd ever had by far. I was not raised in a highly functional family in terms of relationship and love and intimacy. That wasn't modeled for me. So I was stumbling through my early relationships the best I could. Here, finally, was a woman I had a really great connection with. She was fun. She was sparkly. Great sex, great connection. It was like, wow, what an awesome relationship. Finally, I got a good one here. And we moved here to Asheville, and about a year later, we broke up. Surprise. And I thought, well, my thinking at the time, well, there goes the best relationship I'll ever have. Again, doesn't get any better than this kind of thinking. 3 months later, I meet Spirit Song, who's my current partner. And I didn't realize a relationship could get that good. This was like a level of relationship of soul connection, of energy blending I didn't even know was possible till then. It was beyond my even ability to conceive. And now suddenly I'm in a relationship where there's complete energetic transparency compared to what it had before. So, wow, not only was it, not the end of the best thing I'd ever had, I didn't even have a conception of how good a relationship could get. One final example. When I moved here to Asheville, my big dream was I want to be a full-time singer-songwriter. And I thought just to achieve that dream, to be a full-time musician, having just been a sales rep in Oklahoma for 20 years prior to that, that seemed like ultimate magic to me. And that didn't work out. But even more amazing things happened. Oh my God, I've become an astrologer, a shamanic healer. I host a online membership for spiritual support. I do these podcasts. I write a book. All this great stuff starts happening. And it's completely beyond anything I was even able to conceive when I moved here to be a singer-songwriter. So what's my message here? I'm not just here to go on and on about my own experience. These are just three examples from my life that kind of illustrate the point. We live in a universe of infinite possibility. It's a big hologram. It may look solid, but it is infinite potential. And if you can conceive it, there is a possibility to achieve it. So please don't lock down your thinking. Don't limit your possibilities in your mind, because once they're locked down there, they're really hard to get to any other way. So please, if you have a dream, do your best to follow it. My big gift in a way has been just relentless persistence, just unstoppability. However hard it is, however many setbacks I get, I just keep going. And, if you just have this dream and you keep working toward it the best you can, however many setbacks you have to face and however many restarts you have to do, just keep it going. And you may find that not only can you get to the dream you were going for, but you may blow past it into an even more amazing dream. The final piece I want to put in here is another really key spiritual principle I've discovered over the years, which is a level of consciousness cannot comprehend a level beyond itself. I'm going to say that one more time because that's a lot packed into 10 words. A level of consciousness cannot comprehend a level beyond itself. When I had that first huge awakening in the jungle, I was unable to comprehend any awakening beyond that. That was already blowing me away where it was. Once that stabilized, I was ready to go to a different one. Another example from my own life, when I started studying astrology, just to wrap my head around a natal horoscope took me 200 charts. But all of a sudden, once I did enough charts, just natal charts, just where the planets were when they were born, once that got sort of easy enough, all of a sudden I was able to expand my mind. Oh, now I can do transits, these moving energies. Now I can conceive this next level. But I had to lock in the one before it. Before this, my mind can move to a level beyond it. So you have to understand, whatever you're experiencing, it's such a tiny fraction of what's really available out there. And just take as a granted, don't get all high and mighty. I know everything there is to know. I'm the superior intellect. I've got all this, ironclad definitive certainty on me. Don't get all dark Sagittarius. Just say, okay, there's certain things I know. They appear to be true, but I'm willing to accept there's a vast realm of knowledge and experience and potential that I'm completely clueless about. I am oblivious to it. I can't even conceive it right now. And until my consciousness expands to a certain level, I will be completely, it'll be invisible to me. I'll have no idea. So that's what I've experienced. I've had enough, there's been times in my life I've been arrogant in my past. I thought I knew it all. I had the answers, right? And was proved wrong enough times. I thought, okay, I'm going to humble myself and realize however much I think I know, I don't. I'm so clueless as a human. And so now, even though I've had a number of awakenings and I'm much more conscious than I was, my sense is I'm still oblivious to most of it. How can I even know how much I'm oblivious to? I don't know what I don't know. So it's in stepping into this incredible humility, this not knowing, that I open myself to a greater possibility of knowing. And one final piece I want to throw in here, the knowings you get to in these outer realms, you can't even put into words. Let me explain how this works. Okay, you've got think of Russian dolls. Here's your physical body, that's the innermost doll. Then beyond that, there's the energy of the emotional body, and then the energy of the mental body. Beyond that, there's all these spiritual bodies. Okay, so the spiritual bodies are beyond the mental body. The mental body cannot conceive them. I can be having right now, and I am, this experience of energy, and it's unverbalizable. I can't put it in words. No way. I can feel it. I can be it. I can merge with it, blend with it. I cannot put it into words. I can throw words at it like bliss, ecstasy, euphoria, and then I run out of words. And they're just the vaguest, pointers at what it really is. You just have to be there. You just have to have the experience. So just understand that there's so much more beyond your current reality that you can't even have a clue about, but if you're on the path of awakening, of expansion, of growth, of evolution, you'll have a sense that there's more out there. And that's maybe what I'm trying to awaken in you right here, just, rekindling or vitalizing that sense of there's more possibility. So humble yourself, realize whatever you know, whatever your experience is, it's such a tiny piece of the larger possibility. And always stay humble, always stay open, always stay curious, always be seeking. And how can I get to that next level of whatever the next coolest thing is that I can't even conceive right now, but I'll know it when I get there. When I end my meditations, when I do my daily sitting in the morning, the last thing I say is highest could be done. And the reason I say that is what I'm saying by highest could be done is, okay, you beautiful divine allies I'm working with, you know what's beyond this, I don't. So give me what I need that I have no clue about. So that's my theme today. It always gets better than this. I hope some of this rambling has been helpful to you. I've certainly had fun doing it. Thanks so much for watching the Awaken, Heal, and Thrive podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, you might also like my free online mini course. It's called Instant Divine Assistance, your free guide to fast and easy awakening and healing. It'll teach you how to invoke your own embodied awakening and healing and put it all into a simple daily practice. You can also check out my best-selling book that develops these ideas further. It's also called Instant Divine Assistance. In its first week, it hit #1 on Amazon in 11 categories and has tons of 5-star reviews. Finally, I have an online membership called Awakening Plus, where you can significantly speed up your spiritual evolution. Its slogan is also the name of this podcast, Awaken, Heal, and Thrive. You'll find links to all this wonderful stuff in the show notes.